In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to use Square to create bookings online through events or appointments feature. So first, you're going to want to click on items and services. You're going to want to create an item. So click on create an item. And I already created one, so I'm going to just show you what I've done already. So once you click create an item, you're able to move the physical good, which is the default, to event. So you can click on create an event and it'll change the features of that product. So you're going to want to name your event. I always like to name the event with the location and the date. You're going to want to create a description. This is a very brief description, but typically I like to put in more details like what the deposit is going towards, the materials that I'll be using, and that the deposit will be deducted at the time of the appointment. I also like to put a location. You can click upload or browse library images to upload an image, which will be kind of the face of your event. Then you're going to want to add your location into the event details. So for this event example, I'm using Madewell as a sample. I'm adding the street address and the city and state. Here you'll add your date and your time of the event. And then under options, you're going to want to add an option. And this is how I've done this. So I've already added it, but you're going to want to name your option. I'll do appointment time, just so you can see how I've done this. And then you're going to want to add the times that you will be taking appointments. So I like to do it in 15-minute increments. You can do it any way that you feel comfortable doing it. If you know it takes you 5 minutes and you want to give yourself a 5-minute buffer in between, that's totally fine. I like to do 15 minutes in case the person comes and wants to do multiple charms or multiple pieces. That might take me a little bit longer, but I know that my weld time is a bit faster, so I will give myself a 15-minute buffer and then take in walk-ins in between if I finish, faster. So, I'll just plug in all the times that I like to take appointments that someone can book. And then I'll just stop here. And you're going to want to click done when you're done. I'm going to X out of here because I've already created it in my system. And then once you create it, it's going to create variations below. And that's where you can add your price. And when you add your price, that's going to be the deposit. So you want to make sure that, people know that that's a deposit only and that it will be deducted at the time of the appointment. And if you only have one appointment per time, which is what I would recommend, I would make sure to note that so that only one person can book that time slot. And then from that point, you can scroll all the way down to the search engine and you can add some SEO. So this is how it would look in a search. And you can, I like to add, a few more words like permanent jewelry in San Ramon, like the location that it's going to be in. And you can, play around with that. And then last, you're going to want to manage your links. So this is where you're going to book people. So here you can turn on the location and click Get Link. And this is where you can have the link to plug into your Instagram link tree if you have one. I would recommend a link tree with the name of the event and the date so people know Madewell pop-up in San Ramon on June 20th. Click that link to get their appointment. You can also download the QR code here. You can download it with this button. And this is what you're going to use to plug into all of your marketing flyers, posters, wherever you're putting signage for this event, you want to have that QR code to make it simple for people to book. So that's how you would create an event and spread the word about that event so that you can get guaranteed bookings. Now I'm going to show you how to book appointments if you have a permanent location. So you're going to want to use the appointments feature in Square. You're going to want to click on calendar, and this is where you can create your schedule. So if you know you have a location and you want to take appointments for a few hours, whatever your schedule is, you just plug it in here. You know, if you have only availability on certain times and days, you have the ability to put it in here. So this is how you would create your bookings. And then that's pretty much how to do that. It's pretty simple and straightforward, and you can spread the link for those bookings so people can find you very easily.